On July 11, 2020, I had the opportunity to participate in a soft opening of Mystic River Falls that can be found at Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. From first take, you can definitely see that this water ride is themed very well. It's themed after a river expedition looking for a hidden passage at Silver Dollar City. It's kind of similar to the same type of water ride that you might find at SeaWorld Orlando with the drop. It's about a half-mile water ride that includes an 8-story lift hill, a 6-story river channel or simulated river channel, into a 45-foot drop. It's about 5 minutes long, and each raft sits 8 people per raft. Obviously, due to social distancing, due to COVID-19, if you're not in the same group, they have to seat you by yourself. And unfortunately, I had to sit by myself because I was there to cover the park, but I also had the opportunity to finally get a soft opening of this one-of-a-kind water ride that is themed very well. As you can see, that is the river channel that you drop into before heading down the 45-foot drop into what is not, in my opinion, the part that you're going to get soaked the most, but it is definitely deep-worthy. And you can see, looking through the pictures that I took of the ride queue, you can definitely see, like I said, it is themed very well. And basically, you go into the ride queue, and then you go into the ride station. And when you get to the ride station, it's like you're going off on a river expedition to find this hidden passage, basically. This has a whole story to it. I'm not going to get into full details of it. You can read up on it as you're sitting in the ride queue. But the ride queue is very detailed, and like many other things at Silver Dollar City, it is very good. Once you head out of the station, you're going to hit the first splashdown that kind of leads into the start of the expedition. I guess you would be simulating the going up kind of like a hill or the start of a river journey. So you go up the first one, and then you're going to splash down into the actual river journey. Once you splash down in this, it is non-stop action from start to finish. You're going to have many times and many opportunities to get soaking wet. And this is, in my opinion, the best part of the water ride. It's just the theming. It actually looks like a river, and you're just going full speed into splash zones back and forth. One side of the boat's going to get wet. The other side of the raft is going to get wet as well. I didn't get as soaking wet on this as I would like, but obviously due to me being the only one that could go on this. Now, this recording is from Silver Dollar City, so we want to thank Silver Dollar City for providing this to kind of show you what it looks like. But just like this, I was the only one on the raft, so the weight was probably not distributed like it would have if we had more people on it, which will happen next time that I come back to Silver Dollar City. But there's many opportunities to get wet, and you're definitely going to leave this water ride feeling like it was well worth the wait due to the fact that it's 5 minutes long, and it includes many different features. Like I said, my favorite feature is the water feature right here going through the river expedition. And then once you hit the lift hill, which you'll see here in a second, once you hit that lift hill, it kind of slows down the ride a little bit. It takes a little bit of time, but it's really cool because you get a really good view of the whole entire park. But you'll see some outside views here in a few minutes, and those outside views are going to show you kind of like what the river expedition or Mystic River Falls looks like before you even board it. And then once you get into this tunnel over here, the tunnel leads into this lift hill. You're going to drop into the lift hill. Once you drop into it, you're looking at probably like a minute or so before you get to the top of the actual lift hill. And like I said, this goes up 8 stories. And once you get to the top, you can definitely see the whole entire park from the top of this. And this is definitely, like I said, this is definitely a great ride. It's definitely well worth the wait, and you're definitely going to want to probably ride it a couple times, just because I don't feel like one ride's enough. But due to it only being a soft opening, I figured, after waiting all day for it to open, because it was open in the morning, and then they closed it down for more testing, and then it opened like 2 hours before the park was closing. But as you can see here, once you get to the top, You're going to drop down to a 6-story simulated river channel, and then this river channel is going to take you straight into the end of this water ride, which is going to be the 45-foot drop. And that 45-foot drop, depending on where you're sitting, you may get wet, you may not, but it is definitely a blast. And then once that is finished there, you are going to unboard the ride, and let's just say your river expedition has completed on Mystic River Falls. And now, as you can see from here, this is what the drop's going to look like while you're in the ride queue. And it took a little bit of time to actually get the boat to drop. But yeah, like I said, the views are definitely great on this, and you are definitely going to love Mystic River Falls. I just had a blast eating barbecue over at the Rivertown Barbecue Joint, which is a $4 million restaurant that they added in the area. Kind of go with, there's like a Rivertown, a new part of the park called Rivertown, where basically people set up settlement along the river. And you get great views of this water ride. And you can see from here, the water rides or the views from the barbecue establishment while you're eating is really breathtaking. And even when you're not on the ride, no matter what part of this area that you're in, whether you're walking past it going to Outlaw Run or Powder Keg, or if you're just trying to eat your lunch or dinner while overlooking it, this is just a great addition to the area of the park. And I know many of you will love it. I know I liked it and I loved it, and I was happy that I was able to get finally a chance to actually ride this water ride. And I've been on many water rides. I would put this just behind the one that's at Islands of Adventure in terms of raft rides, just because the one at Islands of Adventure at Universal gets you soaking wet. This one doesn't get you as wet, but the expedition down the river is one that I just love to take, and the theming is what really brings you into the storyline of this. So with that, I would just give this ride a 4.5 out of 5. The only reason it doesn't get a perfect 5 is because when I'm on a water raft ride, I like to get soaking wet. So other than that, I would definitely head over here as fast as you can as soon as this opens up, or if you get an opportunity to do a soft opening on this, and get out to Silver Dollar City if you can to ride this, and you will not be disappointed. And with that being said, this is Chris signing off for Midwest Coaster fans. I hope that you enjoyed this review of Mystic River Falls. Head out, like I said, to Silver Dollar City, and thanks again for watching, and have a great day.